Okay, I'm here replacing my motor coupling, which should have been a simple job, of course. Isn't as simple as it should be. Kind of like when you take your car in to get the oil changed, and the mechanic comes out and asks you to talk to him for a minute and explains all the things that they found that need to be taken care of, and they can take care of them now. Well, that's sort of like that here. I took off the old motor coupling and I got the new one, and where there's little set screws in there where they drilled them, there was pieces of metal sticking in there, so this would not slide on there to save the world. So I had to go in and actually file those down, little pieces that are sticking out in there, so that it would actually fit on. Now this one, this side, just to let you know, has got two flat sides to it, so these are going to fit on like that. So I want to tighten these down a bit onto that, so that I make sure I have my orientation correct on that motor, but not too tight. But on the top side, it's indented the whole way around, so it doesn't really matter. So I figure I'll put it on the bottom first, and then put the motor in place with these, and then tighten the top ones into the correct place. So, what I was going to mention before about the mechanic thing, number one is when I got it out, I went to turn this, and this would not turn. The motor was pretty much seized up. So what I've done was I've continuously filled these two oil reservoirs, which basically drip oil into the bearings there, and I've moved it to the point where now it's moving pretty free. It's still a little gummed up, but boy, it's so much better than it was. Second thing though that's really irritating, and I use that word politely, it's not really the word that came out the first time, was when I took the motor off, I looked down and I noticed there's a big hole here. What's supposed to be there is a rubber washer type thing that fits down in there, and basically it sits on the bottom of the motor. So the motor is supposed to be seated on a rubber washer that the last person that took this out apparently decided not to bother to put back in. So kind of some different choice words come to mind, but so now I'm going to order one of those, and just to show you what that is, if you go down, you can see down underneath there, but there's a little black thing down there, and that's what it sits on. So gotta go find one of those. I always wonder, what are we gonna do when all the spare parts that were made for these run out? Does somebody have a dealer that makes more of these little guys? Anyway, I guess we'll cross that road when we come to it. Alright, so I wanted to pass on that. So I'm gonna get a new piece and then put it in there, and then I will install the motor back up, and we'll see how it works.